Hello, Internet. Today we are finishing Kentucky Route Zero. This has been a long time. Oh my god, that was sparklier than I thought. This has been a long time. Oh god, it was so sparkly. I have to take a sip to. Ah. Okay. So, last we played Kentucky Route Zero. The situation was that we had just landed from a river, and the sort of protagonist we started at the beginning, he was taken by the distillery, and the character that we met, she inherited his truck, and we're going to be making the delivery. So I think we've made it to the Zero now. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Shannon says, give me just a minute. Clara. How did this all fit in your truck? Shannon, it's bigger on the inside. Clara says the sun is shining. Clara says the birds are singing. Clara says the flowers are opening. Clara says dew glistens on the grass. Ezra says the worms are going to be out for sure. Clara asks, have you ever heard a worm sing? Clara says they only sing if they trust you without reservation. The worm song is completely unique. So where is 5 Dogwood Drive? Ezra says I'll go scout ahead. Okay, holler if you find anything, says Shannon. Ooh. We're playing as the cat. Elmo gave Rita a tour of the cameras and wiring. She'd just been through a certificate program on public broadcasting at the community college, so no surprises there. Nikki showed her the video databank. James demonstrated the Sandin image processor. And then Ron came barreling in with an urgent expression. The image processor was a beautiful machine. James had inherited its care from another artist, reverse engineering it for maintenance with the help of a dusty photocopied tome labeled The Distribution Religion. Rita learned just enough to make throbbing, hypnotic rainbows appear on the screen, which seemed to be the machine's favorite trick. She wondered what they used it for in practice. Ron's news was clearly bad news. Rita, her heart sank a little as they listened. She knew things were unraveling. Knew from experience what that sounded like. Wouldn't it be nice to arrive at the beginning of something for once? But as she listened to Ron detail the power company's sudden withdrawal from town affairs, she heard other possibilities. She studied their face and found concern for sure, but also something like relief, hope, an awakening of play. Nikki looked like she might have been daydreaming. These were people, Rita decided, ready to step out of the company's shadow and build something of their own. Ron said the TV station would still be funded by court order. Could that be their anchor? A fast cat. Look at him go. Six or seven men stood in the sun about a dozen yards from the ditch, and he could hear them laughing. He tried not to hear them. Instead, he listened to the shovel punching through the dirt as he shaped the trench. It was wet dirt, mud really. It made a hungry sound as the trench walls. One man was louder than the rest. He had a nervous laugh that sucked up all the air around him. The out-of-towner stuck his shovel into the dirt and squeezed the bridge of his nose. He sneezed, took a swig from his thermos. The laughter quieted into greedy chuckles, and he could feel the men approaching. These are ghosts. Alert meow. Something in the bushes stirs. Inquisitive meow. No response. These cat animations are the best the game has had. The cat looks amazing. Ezra, what kind of fish are those? Nikki, to herself. They were beautiful animals. No, I should say they were beautiful souls. Simply that they were our neighbors. Yeah, we'll go with that. And they're free. I should say they are free. I should focus on their character. They're free. Only What do I mean by free? Nikki to Ezra. Oh, hello. Sorry. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm writing something, sort of poem. Ezra says, who's it for? Nikki says, for me, I think. Jorge scanned the shelf. He quickly found the book he was looking for. There were only a few dozen left. More shelves than books now, the result of an experiment called the New Selection. Privately, he called it the Purge. But only privately in small groups of reliable complainers. The unspoken rule was to hold back criticism as long as possible. Experiments needed time to unfold naturally without the interference of doubt. Jorge would have preferred to complain more freely. Fraser proposed and executed experiments just like any other community member, but his experiments had a scorched earth quality. They were all destructive. He moved from one area of community life to the next in search of excess to cut back. Lightly, he turned his scythe to the library. The New Selection meant decimating their store of books according to Fraser's own inscrutable criteria. Now we are guaranteed something vital every time we take a book from the shelves. No more time lost to printed chaff. Fraser's colorless voice echoed in Jorge's mind. He felt like spitting. Instead, he tucked the book under his arm and set off for the woods. Greeting, Meow. Rita says, oh, hi, a kitty. Rita, these folks, the ones who built this thing, they chase birds too. Intrigued, Meow. Really? That's what they wrote. They followed more migrating birds up here from Central America, somewhere up to Florida, and then here. Skeptical, Meow. Well, that's what they wrote, anyway. I guess it might have been a metaphor. Go play with this cat. Alert, Meow. Oh, I missed it. Alert, Meow. A lizard darts from beneath a rock. Cautious, Meow. No sign of the lizard now. They must have been pretty nice pigs, Ezra said, if they let you ride them like that. Flora says they were perfect gentlemen. Ezra asks, then what happened? Flora says, then I found the library of television. There were TVs everywhere. As soon as you walked in the door, every channel was playing at once. Each tiny hair in my ear canal was listening to a different TV. There were so many voices, I kept hearing my name, but I couldn't figure out which TV it was coming from. Sounds scary, but also kind of cool, Ezra says. Flora says, exactly. I'll take you there sometime if you want. Flora says, did I tell you? I discovered the place where all the garbage goes. Ezra says, you mean the dump? Flora says, oh no, it's much more exciting than that. what they... It's a big fire at the center of the earth. It's been burning basically forever. The fire grows bigger and bigger as we pile on more garbage. Someday it will burn out of control and all will be lost. Ezra says, I hung out with an old dog and some musicians. Wow, I'm jealous, but I won't let that ruin our friendship. Well, maybe I'll see you at the museum sometime. Laura says, I bet you'll see me sooner than that. Look at this zoomy cat. Ron says this shouldn't have happened, but we should have prepared better. All of us. But most of all, that damn company who built this place and left it only half built when they pulled out of town. Damn shame. Cat is in the barn. Junebug and Johnny strain to hear the noises coming from the well. It's like two people talking, but not to each other. Talking to themselves, maybe? They're each alone. Johnny, you think the truck's okay down there? It's lost, but they don't seem to mind. Oh, this is the furniture I have to deliver. Go check out this plane. That seems kind of cool. Ezra, will it still fly? Clyde. Oh, yes! She got pretty banged up in that storm. Clyde, I'll have her up and running again by this afternoon, I'm sure. Ezra, can I fly it? Well, how's your upper body Ezra, it's good. This old girl is operated by pulleys. I mean, 100% mechanical. But, well, except for the throttle. Ezra, I could do that. I admire your confidence, young man. Yep, just a little bent metal. I'll have her skyworthy again in a matter of hours. I've been doing this a long time, kiddo. At first, they only observed the truck from a distance. It was an alien carcass, something that made more sense in death than in life. The company dropped it off in the middle of the day, even when everyone was at the plant. They let it sit overnight, alone and strange. Nikki thought it was ridiculous, but Ron approved. To Elmo, the truck was simply beautiful. The town didn't produce much garbage anyway, she thought. Who would drive it, and where? The locals had turned to gardening when the company's store stopped stocking canned vegetables, so there was very little garbage to be hauled off anymore. Everyone had to agree this was money and attention that would have been better spent addressing the town's drainage problems. Maybe finally getting started on that damned messianic ditch. Still, they had a few things to dispose of. Broken flower pots, empty glass bottles, clothes that didn't fit anymore. They gradually fell into the habit of collecting waste and carrying it to the truck. Once a month, some shadows would come in from the night woods and haul the garbage right on the cart. Oh, can I wake up this person? Cheerful meow. Wanda sleeps peacefully. If I were a cat, I would absolutely mess with that person. Ben, think it'll rain anymore? Bob, nah. I don't see any clouds. Hell, probably rain anyhow, just our luck. Assertive meow. Confident meow. He thinks it's going to rain again tomorrow. Huh. Bob, nah. I don't know, man. Animals have a sense for the weather. And that's the barn. Oh. So not too sad. No, I think it should be happy. Right. It's a remembrance. Right. Like a monument. Totally. So, they should be represented with dignity and respect, of course. But not to the point where it makes everyone feel they have to be serious when they're standing under it. Does that make sense? Oh yeah, it definitely does. I think I have an idea. Great. I'll just dig in. Thanks, Marianne. Happy to help. Alert meow. A croak reverberates inside the smoker. Excited meow. A frog slips into the grass, too quick to see. Paints and chalk in the small bag, diary in the large bag, stuffed dog in the small bag, photograph of Chris in the large bag. No, in the small bag. Sandra couldn't decide. Should she keep the photo of her husband, or should Alex keep the photo of his father? She dreaded the separation from her son. Fraser insisted it was just to help Alex develop independence and community ethics, but she had seen the same thing happen to Isabel after criticizing Fraser's new flood control planes. It was obviously a punishment. She set everything down, closed her eyes, massaged her temples, and wondered, not for the first time, how Fraser had consolidated so much invisible power so quickly. How had he done it? Had he in fact done anything at all to claim this incredible lattice of influence, or had they simply blindly given it to him? Shannon, well, the mailbox says 5 Dogwood Drive. Is there Is there a doormat? Sometimes the key is under a doormat. What am I saying? Strange to say, but I feel like I've been here before. Clara says, I think it's lovely. Emily, oh, is this your place? Weird time for new construction, but what do I know? Shannon, no, this isn't our place. You don't know who lives here? Emily, I haven't seen anyone. Shannon, it feels warmer in here somehow, right? Nobody lives here? Question mark, Ezra says. Well, somebody ordered some furniture. Shannon, it feels warmer in here somehow, right? Warmer and brighter. It's actually quite spacious. Yeah, you could fly a plane in here. The light in here is pretty great, actually. Yes, a good space to read a book. There's so much room, though, we could set up a whole studio. A music studio? Cool. Oh yeah, lots of room. Plus everything we recorded would have bird sounds on it. That's kind of a cool signature, right? No, it's not. I've experienced that, and with crickets, it's not as cool as it sounds. I could set up a new workshop in here. I could fix TVs again, or whatever people need. Hell, I could fix toasters. One could fit a lot of books in here. There's so much stuff just spread all over the place. Maybe we could put some of the town's old stuff here, like on display, like a museum or memorial. So whoever lives here next will know who came before. You think more people will come after these people leave? People will come. There's something about this place. We saved what we could. Hey cat, I'll race you. From here to that pile of mail. Pile of mail? Come stand here, this is the starting line. Ready? Get set, go! No way does this kid beat me. Absolutely not. Scratch the kid. Greeting meow. Shen. Oh hi kitty. Chatty meow. Yes, it's a beautiful day. I guess the weather was pretty bad last night though. Confident meow. You're a chatty one, aren't you? Fanciful meow. Sure, whatever you say, haha. Curt meow. Alright, well, take it easy. Johnny, yeah, I'd be worried about that too. Well, it isn't just the rodents. The floor are mostly rotted, I think. You'd fall right through. I'm surprised they're still standing after last night. All the buildings? No, most of them have good bones. It's just the ones the power company built that are rotten. Oh, okay. Yeah, the power company moved in here a while back and set it up like their own little town. For the workers. But they didn't build them too good, huh? It's garbage. They couldn't be bothered. I lived in that one over there, in fact, when I first came here to work at the power plant. Johnny says, oh yeah? I wouldn't set foot in there now, though. Haha. Clyde lay on his back on the runway, hands folded behind his head, halfway between dreams and the afternoon sun. He entertained the momentary delusion that he'd survived a plane crash. He was vaguely unhappy when the dream faded. Coming in the land, he'd slammed into a truck. The driver probably thought the runway was another road. The runway smelled like oil, years of leaky light, aircraft taking off and landing. All the state said they wanted was to knock down some trees, many trees, and build a road drawing this small town to the larger web of streets and highways entombed the rest of the country. But Clyde and his inner circle of stunt pilots turned mail carriers knew that a road would be the end of their secluded paradise. Ron, no, miss. They don't scare me at all. If you met them, you'd feel the same way, I'm sure. I don't believe old Jorge would ever hurt us. There's a very old one, and nobody quite can figure her out, but I can't imagine she means any harm. I do my best to keep the roof mended. She doesn't like the rain. Ron, well, but who does, right? So you're playing some music in Nashville later. That's a good place for it, I guess. I'll play music with a friend in a small bar. We've performed together. I have a gig at an art gallery. The idea is to play the theremin for 24 hours, uninterrupted. It will be difficult but rewarding, I think. Yeah, you're making the right move. There's nothing here anymore for the living. Dad's just quite happy to run around the corpse of this horse. I don't want to know what happens when he gets the horse. What is he gonna do when he gets there? Wow, he's getting that horse good and close, huh? He's definitely getting that horse good and close. What the hell's going on here? Was I not supposed to wait this long? Oh, okay, he stopped. I'm not sure what to make of that. I think we should go up. There's never really been a road to this place. Why not? Slow-mo crow. Anxious scraping noises. That's what I figured, says Ezra. An indignant caw. Haha, why? Yeah, okay. Will you stick around to help? One confident caw. You're right. I'll think about it. Marianne clears her throat. Inquisitive meow. Marianne, well, hello. Marianne softly singing, Wanda, time to wake up. Curious meow. Marianne, nope, dead to the world. Probing meow. Clyde, it ain't like it used to be around here, I'll tell you that. Junebug, it never is. Huh, you're right about that. Cass always used to say. Junebug, tell me more about Cass. She was a smart lady. No, she was a wise lady. Knowing her, I came to see the difference. She had a sense of things to come. I don't know if it was clairvoyance or just good eyes. We relied on her cards for every... no. There was one thing Cass always insisted on about this place. No roads leading in or out. Hell, we always fly. I like that. Attack. Ezra, there you are. I think this other cat was looking for you. Will you be a family now? Ezra could also say, funny how you stick together and you still act like you're alone. That's the cat way, huh? Always alone together. That is the cat way. Miss Shannon's like that, I think. I guess she likes it that way. Maybe she should spend more time alone together with you two. Pick up some tips. Oh, this... Oh, it's all coming together now. This was the storm where this thing was leaking, and that was a little set. Of course, I played these out of order, so it's not immediately obvious, but Curious Meow. Oh, no, 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 I wanted Curious Meow. Oh man, it's totally broken. Inquisitive Meow. Waterlogged tapes. They might still play, who knows? But all the VCRs are shot. Sad Meow. I don't even know where to put all this. I hate to call it trash. I wonder if the garbage truck still works. Some of these are really old. We should open them. Scolding Meow. Haha. He says not to open other people's mail, kid. I know what he said, says Isra. But if they're not even here to open it themselves, I won't tell a soul. She watched him. She stood in her own shadow. A few deer hunters and talkers walked past, but she had nothing to see her. She didn't even look. She studied the path. This was the path the seer had found in her scrying game, a series of private dice rolls and inscrutable diagrams. At the end of the route, she'd seen a safe, a quiet place, caverns of leathery black birds, a lake of eyeless fish, a towering flame. Now the diver walked the mounds, memorizing the route. He was almost ready. Oh yes, I wanted to go down. Yeah, I want to check this out. And now you'll return to Chicago? Oh no, I'm heading to Ohio next. Maya says, eventually. I was thinking I'd just drive for a while. Shannon, I've had enough driving. Maya, I hear you. It'll be a long road to Ohio for me. This is kind of a research trip for me. I'm an artist. I make stuff like this. Where do you exhibit it? Outside. Out in the fields, forest, away from the roads. I have one in the grass in the office park, Indiana. I think people sit on it and eat their lunch. Why did you build this, dirt spiral? Most of these ancient earthworks are thought to be burial mounds, but this one definitely isn't. To be honest, I just don't know what it's for. But you did good work, it's not your fault. Nikki says they didn't let you finish, that's all. Let you finish? Oh, forget about it. This place would be as dry as a bone. You always did good work. Inquisitive meow. It's a memorial. Rita tore up weeds. Elmo stood next to her with a bucket. She passed them the uprooted weeds, and he stuffed them in the bucket. They worked this way for a few hours. Dark clouds drifted closer, but wouldn't arrive until evening. Rita and Elmo left to get some tea. The bucket of weeds sat warming in the sun. The dandelions wilted and the clover dried. Some wayward insects continued to eat. When Rita and Elmo returned, they assumed the same roles and continued working. The garden was coming along well as they had hoped, given months of neglect. When the plant shut down, the company abruptly pulled out of the area and took a large part of the town's population with it. This included the Carver family, who attended to this garden, the largest and most productive in town, for years. Now the garden would be cared for by a new family, and feed what was left of the town and whatever it became next. They didn't know much about gardening, but they were prepared to learn on the job. They knew for sure they would plant tomatoes. These had grown well for the garden in the past. Rita and Elmo worked until it started to rain. The rain washed their sweat into the dirt. Clara, this headstone has no name on it. Who's this here? All I can read is better days. Better days ahead? They put their better days to rest here? I like that. I wonder whose better days they were talking about anyway. And Uncle Andreas, is he looking ahead or behind him now? The seer reclined high in the tree, carving fine details into a small wooden pipe. She loved this spot. The height, the distance. She was always at the distance, watching everyone work. From this height, she could see the earth movers shaping the mounds under the draftman's supervision. She could see him inspecting his plan, the drawing he'd made from her game, the map. Marianne, I saw the design on the barn somewhere. Out by Lexington, so it might have been a horse barn, I think. Marianne, seemed appropriate. I don't know, what do you think? Jen, it's nice. What's it for? They're gonna put this up on the old barn as part of the ceremony. I'm honored, to tell you the truth. Ezra, does it work? Ezra, I could probably fix it. Oh, you could definitely fix it, man. And then you'd have a new robot friend. And then I'd have a new robot friend. Oh, can I go down now? Look at this place, the library. Ah, what a mess. I'm basically like this building's only next of kin. I don't think anyone else, nobody living, has spent much time exploring it. There was once a pantry in here somewhere, stacked with canned papaya. I like that kind of history, the lived-in details. That's how you know people have always been people, always made choices, and nothing was inevitable. Yeah, this is a special place. I feel a little guilty. But it's time to move on, you know? For me, anyway. Maybe some new community will grow up out of the rubble. It's happened before. I hope they have an easier time. Junebug and Johnny walk up. Oh, hey, aren't you... Junebug? Yes, I am. We were talking about the library. To Ezra. Oh, are you in the band? Junebug, what do you think, kid? We got room for a drummer. Ezra, I'm great at drums. I know where all the buttons are. Ron dug a grave. Rita, hey, this book's in pretty good shape. The City of Ladies. Elmo, and ever since I've been treating like a little cafe for the town. Everybody pitches in? Yeah, it's a community thing, but I make the waffles. If you want, and you promise to keep it secret, I'll pass on my waffle recipe before I head out. Why so secretive? The mystery adds to the flavor. Well, I know I'm not sticking around. Do you think I'll do anything with this place? Hey, people gotta eat, right? Well, some people. "3A, lay paper flat. 3B, bring bottom left corner to right hand corner. 3C, crease with firm, steady pressure along diagonal fold." Nikki applied only gentle pressure. Looser flowers felt more alive. She rolled her wrists. It was the 6th hour of her assigned company store shift, and she'd made dozens of flowers. Ron had a bouquet and cleaned out their stock this afternoon. Repeat steps 4A for each petal. Taking care not to rip the filaments. Step 9. She put Ron's bouquet down on the sales ledger as romantic bouquet, but she really just buying in bulk at a small discount, as the company started allowing resident workers to donate paper flowers to Aunt Connie for civic enthusiasm points, exchangeable for sick days. They had become a kind of shadow currency for local trade. A commotion outside caught Nikki's attention, men yelling, blows landing. She put down her work and stepped out just in time to see the crowd disperse. Curious meow. Something brown scurries up the side of the tree. Surprised meow. A squirrel, too fast to tell. Emily, yeah, I'll miss them for sure. Beautiful creatures and so thoughtful. Junebug, I bet. Where do you think they'll go? Oh, I don't know. Everyone's just poking around the rubble. Emily pulls a videotape out of the rubble. Home movies? Junebug asks. Emily, it could be. Probably some weird art video. Statistically speaking. Emily pulls a broken projector out the rubble. Elmo's projector. Oh, it's ruined. Poor Elmo. He'll be devastated. Nah, I'd be cool with it. Takes a lot to perturb that guy. Very little I can salvage here. I wouldn't mean anything anyway. It's kind of a package deal. You need the tapes, and the station, and the people. If one part is missing, the whole thing falls apart. Ezra, where are you flying to? Flying, huh. I'm just checking to see if everything's working okay. You could fly somewhere if you wanted though, right? Of course! So why don't you? Goddamn. Oh, this is so annoying. Clyde and Cass sat cross-legged in the shade of a light aircraft, Cass shuffling cards and Clyde absently flipping through a stack of unopened letters. Demand for aerial stunts having faded almost completely, and many of their company having died or aged out of the profession, Clyde and Cass found for their remaining pilots a steady flow of contract work, delivering mail to remote rural areas, but this place was abandoned. Cass's cards predicted they'd been here for quite a while. Rita, I even lived here for a bit. No way. Yeah, too drafty. I moved out one winter and never looked back. Gets cold? Sure, when the sun goes down. Nice old church, though. Really nice. Can make a nice workshop. There you go. Rude. Hey y'all, thanks for sticking around for this. I know we've all got places to... Well, if anybody still needs somewhere to go, be sure to speak up, okay? I think Ron's heading through the woods tonight. Back to the road, if you want to caravan. You staying, Em? Yeah, sure, I'll stay. At least for a while. I just want to make sure everyone has somewhere to go. For right now, though, we've got some friends to bury. The neighbors. Huh. The neighbors. Nikki had a poem, and I have a song. If anyone wants to say anything, though, I'll go first. The neighbors were kind, gentle, beautiful horses. I used to go on walks with the silver one, out in the woods by... Why didn't anybody ever give them names? The silver one. Well, I guess he was gray, but his coat looked silver in the light, so I always called him that in my head. And the other one is the other one. And I love these horses, but you'd never know it if you heard me talk about them like that. So I'm sorry, Silver and Other One. Sorry I didn't have better names for you. You deserve better names. Also sorry, I'm so bad at this. Anybody else have anything else to say? Rita says, we didn't give them names because their names weren't ours to give. The horses were here before us, you know. They came with the people from Central America, you know, the Utopians, the people of nothing. The people of nothing arrived by horseback in October, and their first experiment was to free the horses. That was generations ago, of people and horses. I don't know when we started calling them neighbors. We should have called them people, I think. There were only consistent residents of this place for 100 years, and now they're gone. Who are the people now? Elmo, I was thinking when all those canned carrots showed up in the mail. You all remember, right? Somebody was calling around with some canned carrots they wanted to get rid of, and I guess Consolidated Power got word of it. So these cans of carrots showed up in the mail, and we didn't know where they came from at first. I tried some out, no flavor to them. Some of them were gray, just awful. Rita said that's still okay to eat, like sometimes carrots just lose their color if they sit in a can too long. But no one wanted them, really. Well, Aunt Connie came on TV with a message, "Hope the horses are enjoying their treat," and we thought, okay, they are for the neighbors. Sure, horses love carrots, right? But the neighbors wouldn't touch them, wouldn't even look at them. You'd think they were canned rocks. We'd open a couple dozen and set them all out by the water trough, and they were still there a day later. Even the raccoons steered away. And then, of course, Consolidated sent us an invoice for every can we'd opened, already made out in company script. How do you like that? Okay, I guess we better move on. Nikki, you ready? Nikki, thanks for sticking around, like Emily said. It's so good to have you here for this. I know some people had to leave already. I think the neighbors would have liked this, all of us gathered here. They like to be around people. Maya, you and our other visitors might not know about the out-of-towner. He came here to work for the company, to dig a ditch, and the company worked him good and hard, and for less than he was worth, but it wasn't enough. They had to use him up completely. After that, we became ungovernable. Ungovernable. First out of shame, then grief, then anger. This is a poem for the neighbors, but it's also a poem for this town. Yeah, we're gonna bury this town today when we bury these horses. It's the same thing. We're gonna bury these horses, and what do you think will happen next? We'll all walk out in the woods and leave this place empty? No, I guess some of us might stay and build again. That's alright. It couldn't be me, but to try is your birthright. If you do stay, you'll be building on top of a grave. But that's true anywhere. The whole world is built on top of graves. Look for me under your boot soles, as the fella says. Nikki clears her throat and begins reading from the paper she's holding. Okay, build your own poem. Okay, I think the grass will never grow again. Here where it grew so sweet, now only clay will rise to meet the morning air. Who would eat grass now, when our neighbors sleeping lay? Nikki closes her eyes for a moment before continuing. Our neighbors were the best of us, of course. It's always so. Our better selves, clear of ourselves, where we came, when we can see their glory glow, they glow now underground, our friends with love. To greener pastures, we might say, but lie. Where friends have gone, we hope one day to go. In distant valleys, home to better friends. I didn't mean to click that. May yet some day a new hale grass grow. Then we buried the horses.
I've heard of a land of joy and peace and wonderful life, a beautiful place of mansions fair and skies so bright, where all who believe the Savior dear forever shall stay. And having been saved by grace divine, I'm going that way. I'm going that way. I'm going that way. Yes, dear, the Savior me each day. I'm clinging to him and never to stray. Just singing praises all day long. I'm going that way. Well, glorious news I tell and sing as onward I go. For those who are still astray in sin, my Savior may know. I want them to sing that praise above some beautiful day. For glory to him who died for me, I'm going that way. I know I shall meet him at the gate when trials are past. I know I shall meet him face to face in glory at last. Oh, I believe that when we meet, well done, he'll say, while trusting that soul redeeming love, I'm going that way. I'm going that way. I'm going that way. Yes, dear, the Savior I adore is with me each day. I'm clinging to him and never to stray. Just singing praises all day long. I'm going that way.
You know, I think that maybe the narrative of the game really only found what it wanted to say, I think, in that last chapter, but I'm not sure about that. I mean, the start was way more depressing. The start was like doom and gloom. And there was a little bit of sort of like even a descent into the underworld even after the doom and gloom of like literally you go underground into this sort of strange place and go into this computer, and there's a sort of bureaucratic hell as well of being lost trying to find the address. But that's all kind of like a negative critique of. It was like a negative critique of what of a sort of, what's the word, parallel universe Americana of you know, paper pushers and vagrants and junk salesman, and also I think of high art. But then in that last chapter there, it was really like, I don't know if it was planned, but it was the only place where it was, this is the positive message of our characters were lost and were then found once they decided to fix up a town. And in that, there's the sort of death and rebirth. So, very, very interesting. I will think on it further. I hope you enjoyed watching Kentucky Route Zero. If I tried to read as much as I could, just if anybody is watching this in posterity. So, thank you for tuning in. I hope you liked it.